this is the first time you've noticed, I fear for your grades. But we are back, and hopefully you guys had a great break. I know I did. I'm going to give you a little story from break. So last week of break, I was getting a little bored, and so a friend of mine called me up and she's like, hey, listen, I'm a member at LA Fitness, and why don't you come over? They're offering these 3-day passes for free, like no loose ends of time or anything, just come and like we'll wall, we'll lift, we'll do that. I was like, yeah, great idea. It sounds like, it's a really good idea. So me and a couple other friends went with this guy, and I thought this would just be an easy transaction. I thought just give him, the front desk the pass, they'd be like, here's our facilities, and it's just like, go do my thing. But it was not so, because what happened was I got to the front desk, gave him the pass, and then they redirected me to a salesperson. But he was relentless, and I'll just put it this way, he's one of those salespersons that is a little too good at their job. And so what I mean by that is he does too much research to be good at his job. So, for instance, he probably could have told me that I either folded or crinkled my toilet paper when I use it. I don't even know if I fold or crinkle my toilet paper. And then, on top of that, he would use that as a sales pitch. And so he'd be like, listen, I couldn't help but notice your folder. Here at LA Fitness, we come with complimentary folded toilet paper in every bathroom, every stall. And it's 3 by 5. You can't beat that surface area anywhere else. It's just that really has nothing to do with anything, but it weakens your stance. And so you're just like, hey, you know what? I'm going to go to the Y, I have to crinkle. And it's just I feel like if I folded it would be so much more efficient. I would use so much less toilet paper. Because, you have to think about going green when you're going brown. That's just, I'm glad you guys like that, because that was one of those times where I took the filter out, and I was just like, well, we'll let it rip. Alright. And so, we get back to the actual conversation, and he's just like, where do you work out more? And I was like, well, I go to the YMCA. He's like, now we're better. He's like, oh, okay. And Hummel as well. And then he's just like, what do you pay? I was like, $40 a month. He's like, maybe we got this. I'm just like, listen, buddy, I just want to go play basketball. We've been talking for an hour. I just want to go lift weights and play basketball. And so he's just like, all right, tell you what, check out the facilities, see what you think, and we'll talk a little bit later. So, me and my friends, we go to the locker rooms. Oh, that was awkward. I feel like I was in the principal's office for going to the YMCA. It was terrible. And so I was like, well, at least this is over. I never have to see him again. We're good. So I go play basketball, go home. The next day I come back, because I want to use every day the free pass. And so I skip past the front desk, and he's not there, which is awesome. But when I go to lift, who is there lifting weights but this dude? And I was just like, do you live here? Go home! Sleep, eat, socialize. Don't be a bounty hunter of fitness. Honestly, just leave me alone. So I was trying not to make eye contact with him, but there's mirrors everywhere, so I'm looking that way, and he's back there. I'm still kind of looking at him. And so we make eye contact, and I say hi. That was it for that day. So I was like, oh, this can't get any worse. So I end up not going the last day of the pass, and this is the awkwardest part of it all. I get a phone call at 2:45 in the afternoon, and it's from a number I don't know. And I pick it up, he's just like, yeah, man, what's up? This is Christian from LA Fitness. I noticed that you weren't in the gym today. Well, yeah, I had to work this morning, and I went out to lunch with my family, so I didn't really have time. Little did he know I was cheating on him, and I went to ask why. And then he's just like, yeah, man, so I was just wondering, what do you think of the facilities? I'm like, well, they're beautiful, it's awesome, but, the reality is, I live 25 minutes away from there, and I live 5 minutes away from the Y, so even if you can save me money on, a monthly rate, it's gonna make up for it in gas. It's just well, I obviously couldn't see him on the phone, but that's how I it's just all right, man. Well, I just want to know where you're at, and I don't have to keep on bugging you, calling you, but yeah, man. Yeah, that's it. I felt like I was breaking up with him. It was one of those things where it's not you, it's me. It's kind of you, It's just then I was just like, well, thanks for everything and following up and but have a good day. So that was it. And so that was my interesting story from the last week of break. So the bottom line is, if you're going to LA Fitness, make sure you're actually going to get a membership. That way you can avoid everything. If you're not, stay the heck away. So, with that being said, welcome to Cru. That has nothing to do with anything we're going to be learning tonight, but I thought it would be fun. So, Cru, if you have not been with us before, is a ministry on campus that is focused with making sure that everybody knows someone who loves Jesus Christ. And we do that through winning people to Christ through love, building them up in their relationship with Christ, and then sending them out to make disciples and repeat the process. So hopefully if this is your first time, welcome. We're really glad to have you here. We hope you'll stay with us for a bit and you'll enjoy yourself. If you're coming back, great to see you again. We do have some announcements, just a couple, I promise. First, I'm not used to this. By the way, what do you guys think of that paint job? I don't like the I'm not sure if I like the change, but I feel like I'm underwater up here, actually. But anyway. Alright, so one of the things we do in Cru is we have a weekly Bible study, or what we call small groups. And those meet on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights. If you were involved in one last semester, talk to your leader and see what time they're meeting again. Hopefully you stay in the same group. If you were not involved with one last semester, we'd love for you to get involved. And if that's something that you think interests you, or at least you want to check out, let one of the student directors know. So Matt Hummel, that's me. Tiffany Moss, where's Tiff? There she is in the back. Laura Metzler, also in the back, and Mike Wiseman. There he is. Alright, so talk to one of us. There's also a sign-up sheet in the middle. You can put your email address there, which leads into my next announcement. If you're not getting Cru emails and you want them, feel free to sign up on the sheet. Just put down your email address and we'll make sure that you get on the list. It's just an easy way for us to give you information about stuff in as much advance as we can. Also, if you weren't getting tweets from WCU Crusade last semester, or you have no idea what I'm talking about, and you want to get tweets from WCU Crusade, you can text follow WCU Crusade to 40404. Alright, and that way, that's just another way for us to give you updates. It's kind of like email, but kind of cooler. And so, like for instance, I got a text tonight that said, hey, we're having Cru. And I was like, yeah, we are. Sweet. And that's how that went. So, alright. The next one is Steve Wenrick. Where are you? There he is. Why don't you stand up? That's Steve Wenrick. Alright, so Steve is going on a missions trip to the Philippines, and he has a lot of bracelets. And I think they're $2, one of which goes straight to the Philippines, and one of which goes to help him raise money for the missions trip. So if that's something that you think you can spot him $2 and get a cool bracelet out of the deal, that would be awesome. I'm sure he'd appreciate it. So see him after the meeting. And then I think the last announcement we have is, yes, NYC missions trip. We offer 2 trips during spring break. One goes to Panama City, Florida, which is called Big Break, and then another one goes to New York City. And the New York City trip is awesome. The Panama City trip is awesome. They're both awesome. But I have been asked to ask some dudes to go on the New York City trip. We have plenty of girls, and but we need a couple dudes. So if this is something that interests you, talk to Mike Kerr. Mike, where are you? Talk to him after the meeting. You can get some details, find out if that's something you want to potentially pursue or not. So just keep that in mind. Alright, so one thing that a handful of us did over break was go to Radiate, which is our winter conference in Baltimore, Maryland. And so I want to invite a couple people up to share briefly about their experience at Radiate, maybe to fill in some of you who didn't go, who were thinking about going next year, just see how their experience was. So why don't those people come on up now? Give them a round of applause and not make it awkward. All right. All right, so the first person we have here is Jamie. All right, you're gonna have to come to me. I can't really come to you. Sorry. All right, so Jamie, from my understanding, you met a lot of cool people people on Radiate, and you developed some cool friendships. Would you mind just explaining a little bit about that experience?
Hey guys, my name is Jamie. I'm a freshman. This is my third time at Cru. I went twice during the first semester, and I liked it. I came the first week, and I didn't really know anyone, so I was like, oh, okay. And then I came later. Sorry. I'm in a Bible study group with some really awesome girls, and we hang out on Monday nights, so I'm with them for like an hour. And first semester, like, I'd go to that and I'd be like, okay, dose of Jesus, I'm good. Like, Cru would come around on Thursday nights, and like sometimes I'd have stuff to do, and then also in the back of my mind I was like, oh, I'm gonna go, and I don't really know anyone, so, oh, I'm just not gonna go. So I went to Radiate, and I met a ton of really cool people. Everyone was super friendly, and we stay up and play games all night, and so I traded lack of sleep for really cool friendships, which I totally don't regret at all. So, yeah. Now, like, coming back second semester, I feel really cool about being at Cru and like seeing people I know, and I see people around campus, and it's just really nice to have some new like Christian friendships and just more friendships in general, so I'm just really glad that I went.
Alright, the next person we have up is Maddie. Maddie had kind of a special experience on the last night of the trip, and so would you just mind telling us? Second to last night. On a night of the trip, you had a special experience. So would you mind going into some detail about that?
Alright, hello. Okay, so I went to Radiate for the first time this year. I was a rookie, yep. And going in, I didn't really have any idea what to expect. I'd heard some things from people who had gone in the past, but you know, I just went in like, yeah, it's gonna be fun. Okay, 4 days in Baltimore, away from school, away from my parents. I got this, it's gonna be great. I didn't have any hesitation signing up for it when I first found out about Radiate. It was the first church retreat I went on ever. Like, no high school, middle school, anything. I started in college. So, as Matt said, one of the nights, it was actually the one where Phil Wickham was there. He's amazing. Look him up on iTunes. And one of the things that happened during that evening was some of the staff at Radiate put up a cross on the side of the stage, and they told us to look under our chairs. So we all look under our chairs, because we're all curious people, and we find these cards. And on the card, I think I might have it memorized now, it said, God created me uniquely and wonderfully for purposes which He prepared for me before I was born. And, Jesus Christ is my personal Savior and Lord, and because He has called me to live for eternal purposes rather than temporal gains, I commit to following Jesus Christ for the rest of my life. And then it had a place for you to sign your name. And when they told us that when you sign your name, you can go up and throw it at the foot of the cross and signify your personal acceptance of Jesus Christ in your life. So I'm looking at my card, and I'm like, okay, so I think I have accepted Him, but I'm not entirely sure. So I'm going to sign this anyway, just to like be safe or whatever. And so I signed my card, and I go up to the cross with Beth. Where are you? Laura, Beth, there you are. Hello. We like run up. We're looking at Phil Wickham as we go by. Like, oh my god, it's Phil Wickham. And I put my card at the foot of the cross. And as I'm going back to my seat, I notice my legs start shaking, and I get back to my seat, and I just sort of want to fall into my chair, because it was immediately I felt this new presence in the room, just like right there. And I found out later that I was one of 42 other people who accepted Christ in their life for the first time that night. 42! I know there was 1,000 of us there, but that's a pretty nice number. I don't know. Because I can personally say that it was life-changing. Like, I must have, wow. I don't know how many, like, I got all of you as brothers and sisters that night. I got everyone, I have different campuses. I have brothers and sisters at James Madison. I have Penn State Altoona. And it was just like, I had this huge family that just came out of nowhere just because I signed this little card. And it's awesome because I see all of you around campus now and I'm like, I know you, hello, hi. And it's just, it's awesome. So when it comes around next year, please go, please, just do it.
guy we have up here is Nate the Stud Snyder. His actual middle name is not the Stud, but it might as well be. So, all right. So on Radiate, or while attending Radiate, you decided to do something with your summer that was a little bit different from what you have in the past, called a summer project. What exactly made you want to do a summer project and kind of give, however many weeks of your summer up to doing work?
Okay, hi everybody. I'm Nate, and I just want to start off by saying that Radiate was by far the highlight of my winter break and my year so far, actually. But just being there right off the bat, just all the messages that the speakers had to say really just spoke to me, and I really like Radiate was the theme of it was be free, and I really just felt the freedom that we all have because of Jesus, and I just felt this inside. I just felt this joy and this peace, and what came with it was just pure happiness, and just being there with 1,000 other college students was amazing, and I just had this new desire to worship and to thank God and really just give more of my time to Him. And before Radiate, I just thought, hey, I'm a college student. Like I go to college for most of my year. Like I don't have that much time. I got to make money. I have all these things I have to set up the rest of my life. But being there made me realize, as college students, we do have a special opportunity in that we have 3 or 4 months, I don't even know, but we have our entire summers. They're open. We don't have anything that we need to do in that time. And I thought, like, this opportunity we have through Cru to go on a summer project was something I couldn't pass up. It's just a huge opportunity that we all have, and I thought, why not take advantage of it and apply and see what God can use me to do, and I have Radiate to thank for that.
All right, this guy right here is Kevin McMullen. Yeah. All right. So, Kevin, just tell me, what was your favorite experience at Radiate?
Well, this past Radiate was my first year going, and I didn't know exactly what to expect, but so pretty much when I went there, I just found out that not only was I surrounded by like 1,000 college students that were all like genuinely passionate about God and just overwhelmingly happy, but it really just empowered me to come back, and almost as Nate said, it kind of gave me like a renewed sense of freedom to just go back and almost be like a light in my school, and it's kind of like surrounding me with brothers and sisters in Christ. So, so yeah, that was my highlight. Thank you.
All right, so this is Megan Kearns, and she hates me. Well, she hates public speaking, and so therefore she hates me because I'm making her speak publicly. But Megan, you were a little bit hesitant to go on Radiate. Why? Can you tell us a little bit of why that was, and then maybe how your attitude changed over the course of Radiate?
So I'm Megan, and I'm a junior, and I attended Cru last year for my first time. And I heard about Radiate then, and I was like, no, I need to work over Christmas break, and I need to make all this money so I can pay off my school loans and everything. And so I was like, no, I'm not going to go, and I didn't really know anybody that well because I wasn't involved in a Bible study, so I just didn't go. And this year, whenever they started talking about Radiate, and I was involved with the Bible study, and I knew girls, I started to consider the possibility of going to Radiate. And I was still hesitant, and in my mind, after thinking about it for a while, I was like, no, Megan, like you need to work and make money to help pay off for school. Like that's literally what drives my life. And so I was like, no, I don't think that I'm gonna go. And I was talking to one of my Bible study leaders, Leah, one night after Cru, and talking to her about Radiate and her experience going and everything. And I asked her, like why she was going. I was like, I don't really want to go. I need to work, and all these family, events happening over the course of Radiate. I just don't want to miss them. And she was like, well, I have things going on too, but I don't mind missing them because I know that this is going to be a great experience. And she said the only other thing that I would be doing would be sleeping. And that really struck home for me because I only would have been working like not even half of the time of Radiate, minus the hours you sleep. And so it really struck home for me, yeah, I would just be home sleeping and not, you know, learning more about God and, you know, strengthening my friendships with all the girls in my Bible study and meeting new people and everything. So I finally decided to go, and I went, and I will never regret that decision, ever. It was amazing, and I didn't even think about missing work once, and it was amazing. The speakers were awesome, the praise band was amazing, and it was just so freeing to be around so many other people who care as much about God as I do, and I would never regret it. So I encourage you all to consider it and forget about the money and whatever else, and just do it.
Guys, Radiate was awesome. This was not said to make you feel bad. It's just said to make you aware of what you experience. Mary was absolutely correct. We experienced it first. Hopefully, as we start this semester together, we really will come together and see how we're doing that way. Radiate is going to be the same time next year, the last week of December. So you can start planning now and saving up now. You can think of it almost as being pregnant. Because when you're pregnant, I don't know from experience, but when you're pregnant, you know 9 months in advance. You get a 9-month heads up, and it's like, okay, I can do baby here, I can do this. Well, guess what? We're giving you an 11-month heads up. And the best part is, it's less painful and less expensive. So, just keep that in mind, alright? Alright. Alright, so the last thing we have before we give way to our speaker is we have a life story by Jordan. So without further ado,